All right, hello everyone. This is the Pieczynski Kerns Sports Show. So Matt, starting off, we have the MLB postseason recap.
Yeah, where do you want to start? Let's start with St. Louis and Chicago. The Cubs are up 2-1 in the series. Yesterday, they had 6 home runs. That's the most home runs in a single postseason game ever. And the Cubs are getting it done with their offense. Arrieta had his worst start since June 16th, but he had the support of his offense, and the Cubs are on a roll right now.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, I wouldn't say Arrieta's performance was terrible. He certainly didn't give up many hits, but the runs was a little bit of a factor. He had a few walks in there. And when you look at that Cubs offense definitely showed up finally. You finally had Bryant and Rizzo getting into things, and one thing you could say that probably aided them, it aided both offenses, is the wind started shifting to like more of a fall breeze out, and it was, if you just put the ball up a little in right field, if you saw that in the Fowler and what's the guy's name, Scotty Piscotty,
Piscotty,
Stephen Piscotty, yeah, they both kind of hit ones that would have been like routine fly balls, and they just drifted out.
Yeah, absolutely. And Fowler is having quite the postseason. Yeah, Arrieta got the win. He struck out 9. I believe he went 5 2/3. Wasn't the best start, but yeah, I mean, he got the win. And it'll be Lackey and Hamill tonight. Lackey is 13-10 with a 2.77 ERA on the season. This is Hamill's second postseason start since last year, his first of the year. I think the Cubs are going to get it done tonight. How about yourself?
I think the Cubs are going to get it done too. So who are the Cubs throwing tonight? I did not.
Jason Hamill.
Jason Hamill.
Yeah, he has I believe, 3.74 ERA on the season, a little bit higher in the postseason. He was with the Cubs back in 2014, early 2014. Then he was traded to the A's, and now he's back with the Cubs. Let's get now to Texas and Toronto. The Blue Jays tie things up. That Game 5 will be tomorrow at the Rogers Center.
The Blue Jays have actually made a pretty good comeback. You've seen the games against Texas. They really haven't been close ever since Texas took that 2-0 lead. The Blue Jays offense is finally clicking. You've got, Price finally got his first postseason win ever, I believe.
Yeah, he did. He in relief. He pitched 3 innings, but he also allowed 3 runs. That was more than the starter R.A. Dickey allowed. Dickey went 4 and a third, 2/3 rather, allowing just 1 run, but he got the no decision. As for Texas, Derek Holland struggled mightily. He pitched 2 innings, a 27 ERA. He had 3 home runs allowed.
Do you know who the pitching matchup is for Texas and Toronto for Game 5?
I believe it'll be Burley, and I don't know who's pitching for Texas, but I would think it would be Burley for the Blue Jays. I could be wrong, though. They won't pitch Price, and I don't think it must be Burley.
I'm actually looking at it. It says Stroman's projected to be the starter. So you got Stroman versus Hamels.
I think he was undefeated on the season.
Yeah, he's 4-0 with a 1.67 ERA.
Yeah, certainly. That's a surprise. I don't think he has any postseason experience, but wow, interesting they opt with the young guy. Obviously, that's a really good ERA that you mentioned. They're going to go with the hot hand. Interesting.
Yep. So who do you got in that one?
Blue Jays. They're on fire. I think they could. I think they're going to advance to the ALCS. They would be the first team since the Giants back in 2012 to go down 0-2 in a DS series and win the next 3.
I mean, I want to say Blue Jays, but I think the pitching matchup favors Texas here, so I'm going to go Texas.
Who's pitching for the Rangers?
Cole Hamels.
He had a decent outing. Game 2, was it? I believe he pitched Game 2. It wasn't the best stuff, but he pitched okay. As for the Dodgers and the Mets won 13-7 last night. They now are in a controlling 2-1 lead. They'll look to win the series tonight, I believe. It'll be Kershaw and Steven Matz rather. Matz is undefeated as well. He's 4-0. this Dodgers team is in trouble. And let me ask you this: do you think Don Mattingly's on the line if the Dodgers lose this series? Do you think his job is on the line if they lose this series?
I mean, no. They've been to the postseason pretty much every year for the past, 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah, the last 3 years, I believe.
I mean, I don't think a guy's job's going to be on the line unless you just feel that you're not going to go anywhere deep in October with them. That's the only reason I could see they would let him go.
Interesting. Matz is 4-0, 2.27. He did have a starting. He started against the Dodgers on July 5th. They won that game 8-0. As for Kershaw, he last pitched game 1 of this series. He went 6 1/3, allowing 3 earned runs. He got the loss, but one of his better outings in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, also you had to look. We haven't talked about the Utley slide yet.
Interesting you bring that up. What's your opinion on that?
I do not believe the MLB should have suspended him. It's a play you've seen many players do it. Everyone does that slide in the MLB. I think it's just one of those plays that, like, if the MLB is going to take away contacting the catcher at home plate, why haven't you taken away that play yet? It's clearly it's even more of a safety hazard than the catcher getting trucked.
Yeah, absolutely. It's whether it's dirty or not, that's up for debate, but it's a legal play, and he should have been suspended. They eventually appealed it. He did hear quite the ruckus in New York last night when they called his name for the lineup. There was boos from every direction in Citi Field last night, and but you know what? The Mets were behind their crowd, or their crowd were behind the Mets rather last night, and they had the bats going. Cespedes hit like a 431-foot bomb last night, and he's on fire right now.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's unfortunate for the Mets with that kind of slide. But,
yeah, they took Ruben Tejada with a broken leg.
But it is a baseball play, so I mean, Utley's a second baseman. He understands that. He's been in situations like that. Every sort of second baseman and shortstop has had plays like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Wilmer Flores fills in for Tejada. He was 2 for 3 last night. Definitely, they have good depth at that position. And I expect the Mets to pull this off tonight, and I think they're going to get the W against Kershaw on the road. Granderson has pretty good numbers against Kershaw. Cespedes doesn't, but I think the Mets will get this done tonight in Citi Field at home.
I'm going to go Dodgers tonight, but Mets next outing.
Fair enough. All right, let's get to NFL Week 5 now.
Well, hold on. We've missed one series. We got Houston and Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Houston had a huge lead. They were up 6-2, I believe, and they blew it. The Royals came storming back. They forced a Game 5 at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. They have all the momentum. I would expect Kansas City to win.
Yeah, I'm expecting Kansas City to win. I'm pulling up the pitching matchup now. But that game kind of reminds me of Game 2 of this series.
Colin McHugh and Johnny Cueto. That's the matchup.
Yep. Yeah, I'd go Royals too. Pitching matchup is in the Royals' favor, and the thing you've noticed a lot about the Royals in this series, they really haven't been consistent offensively. They've had one big inning that has pushed them through games.
And that was yesterday.
Yesterday and Game 2.
Yeah.
They had 2 big innings.
My head says Kansas City, but my heart says Houston. Colin McHugh has pitched well in this play. He has 1 start, and he only allowed two earned runs, I believe. Cueto has struggled. He struggled on the season. He struggled in his last outing. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the bats come around for Kansas City. I would fully anticipate them to win, and they're going to be at home. They'll have that benefit from having their crowd behind them. So we'll see.